And we are live. Annie Bouchot, hi everyone. Welcome, Bindigan. My name is Jen. My spirit name is Nim Kikwe or Thunder Woman. My family comes from Scotland, France, Turtle Island, and Treaty 9 territory, Anishinaabe territory, Matagami Reserve. And I'm here tonight to welcome you to Butterfly Spirit Drumming. I'm here with my sister, Josephine. And she'll tell you a little bit about herself a little bit later. And we come on to Facebook Live every couple of weeks and share some songs from our culture. We share our own personal stories. Sometimes we share teachings that we've received. And but mainly, we're welcoming everybody here to sing together, to gather together, to relax together, and just to spend time in a circle, even though it's a virtual one. And we are also here because of an organization called Grandmother's Voice. And Grandmother's Voice is an Indigenous-led organization that's based in Milton, Ontario. And we support our grandmothers through the work that we do. We support their knowledge. We support their own growth and sharing, helping them give teachings to people and supporting them and supporting our Indigenous community. So miigwech for everyone tuning in tonight, and Happy New Year. This is our first live since the calendar year changed to 2024, which I heard on the numerology, through the numerology interpretations of 2024, is that the numbers add up to the number 8. And that number represents the divine feminine. And so that could be a growth in our power for many of us. And so 2024 signals that infinity sign, that number 8, and the divine feminine. So tonight, as usual, we're going to start with gratitude. And I will read something that I've done before from Braiding Sweetgrass, the Young People's Edition. And reading the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address, which is in its entirety quite lengthy. And this is a very abridged version. Let us bring our minds together as we send greetings and thanks to each other. In these gathered faces, we see that the cycles of life continue. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to our Mother, the Earth, for she gives us everything that we need for life. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to the waters of the world that nurture life for all beings and all fish life in the water. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to the vast fields of plant life, the berries, the trees, and the medicine herbs of the world. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to the edible plants we harvest from the garden, especially the Three Sisters. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to the beautiful animal life of the world and all the birds who move and fly over our heads. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to the powers we know as the four winds, who purify the air we breathe and help bring the change of seasons. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunder beings, who live in the west with their lightning and thunder voices. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun, our oldest grandmother, the moon, and the stars, who are spread across the sky like jewelry. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. Let us bring our minds together as one as we send greetings and thanks to, we now turn our thoughts to the Creator, our Great Spirit, and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. And now our minds are one. And so with that, I think I'll pass it over to Josephine, who's going to get us started tonight with kind of what we're talking about and a song, and then you'll hear a bit more from me later. Miigwech.
Hi, everybody. My name is Josephine LaValle, and my roots are from Six Nations. I am Onondaga Turtle Clan. I got my native name when I was around 19, which is Gagaista. and I was very grateful for that. Thank you to Grandmother's Voice for allowing us the platform. Sorry, my screen just blacked out for some reason. It's frozen actually, so just gonna hang on a second because I don't know what happened. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, yep, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it just went all black and then it froze. Thank you to Grandmother's Voice for allowing us the opportunity to use this platform to share the good medicine that Jen and myself have. I've been part of Grandmother's Voice for maybe, I think about 4 years. I'm not really sure, but it started out with me and Sherry with the big drum, and that was super awesome. And we just love to share the culture because it's very like heart opening. And one of the things that we practice as Haudenosaunee people is to have a good mind and a good heart. But that's not to say that sometimes we don't have a mind or a heart that's out of balance, but it's our goal. Like, I'm just speaking for myself here as part of the teachings, is that we try to maintain that good mind and that good heart every day as much as we can, like a walking ceremony. But like, we're human, so we're not always going to be, of a good mind and a good heart because of the, life experiences and human suffering. But our goal is to go by those teachings of truth, love, respect, honesty, courage, humility, and wisdom. As we're walking, side by side with everybody, nobody in front or behind, but, humanity as a whole, side by side, supporting each other. We have drummed with the butterfly spirit at a lot of different places over the years, bringing in the good medicine, Niagara College, Brock University, Path Stones Mental Health and such. And then I have private healing drum circles with Sacred Fire. There's one particular group that I help and share my gifts, and they are women and men that have lost their adult children to addiction and, like overdosed and some suicide and stuff like that. So I deal with those grieving parents. And another group where a friend of mine does like equine therapy. So she has lost people in her life, and then now she uses her pain and grief to heal through the horses. And then they in turn, have such a tremendous, beautiful heart energy that she helps other people heal through the horses. And when I do these different things, it also affects me because I have empathy. So I don't pretend to not feel and act like, like a shaman or anything like that, because I'm not. But I think that when we can just be authentic and be human, we're suffering together. So we can feel that pain of the person by observing it and feeling it, but not taking it on as our own. But we can identify with it through grief, because we all feel the same things at different times in this, life journey, this human experience. So I mentioned that because the topic that we wanted to have was about overcoming challenges and growth. So not just overcoming challenges, but the growth that comes from that. And it's like, actually, I'll just back up a sec. So that's the topic. So when Jen had mentioned 2024, and Happy New Year to everybody, I hope everybody had good holidays and not too stressful, and, some time off from our busy lifestyles. So 2024 being that number 8, and how you described it as the divine feminine. I was thinking, oh, I think I'd like to sing Strong Woman song. So how about I sing that, and then we'll just flow with the challenges and the growth, whatever that means for Jen, whatever that means for myself, and then hopefully you guys can, benefit from whatever we share. And we just go with the flow. We don't have it planned. And I like that because I'm kind of like free flowing and not too structured. And then I don't really stress out. I just kind of, just wing it, and it just seems to work. Okay, so just wanted to show you my 3 different drums first. So this one I bought a few years ago. It's rather big. This one right there. This one is made of goat skin, and it's got a nice sound to it. So part of my experiences are going to different like activism, different groups and movements and stuff like that. And I really like this one because it's easy to carry on my back for like freedom rallies, or we went to just a lot of different protests over the years for land rights and water rights and stuff like that. So this is one that I liked in memory of my mom, because she had a CB name that was Black Panther. So that reminded me of her. So I like that one. And then this other one I'm going to show you. This is one that I use a lot. This one I purchased from Jackie Labonte, and I just kind of did my own. Like, kind of looks like cartoonish to some people, and that's fine. But at the end of the pandemic, when a lot of us were feeling despair because we didn't like the way that things were going, I just spent some time with this drum in a meditation with lots of prayer and ceremony. So if it doesn't make sense to you, that's okay, because it makes sense to me, and it has some words on here. And I didn't mean it to come off in a weird way when I said that. I just meant it does look cartoonish, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But if you look at it, you can see how that kind of looks like a buffalo in the middle there. So sometimes I'll be singing and I'll just think of like the buffalo energy. And then this kind of, this looks like a little bear here. And then I have words that I put on here as well. I have freedom and protected and love and peace and joy and truth and spirit and power. And I just wanted to show you my favorite thing on here is this little thing right here that kind of looks like a little dinosaur. That's what I mean. And that's really good to like nurture your inner child as well. And there's lots of things in here. And Jackie Labonte always shares, like you might not see something in your drum right away. And then you'll be drumming with somebody and they're like, oh, like Sherry did one time. She's like, there's an eagle on your drum. And I was like, what? And I just had to turn it a little bit. And it was a giant eagle head. Like I just didn't see it. So this one, it's got a nice sound too. And then the last one that I have here is a Reiki drum that I purchased. And the reason why I have this synthetic drum is because I drum year round. And I actually started January 1st just drumming every day. That's what my spirit is telling me to do. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. And it's going to help heal me some more through different things that I go through. So this Reiki drum I can use in the snow and in the rain. So if it gets wet, I just wipe it off. So this one has a really nice sound too. And it's on different spots here. So that's what I like about it, is it never goes flat like the other drums. Because sometimes we would have to like use a blow dryer at different events just to get it to have a good sound, because it goes, it's affected by the moisture and stuff like that. So I think I'll use the purple one for the Strong Woman song. And I believe we had shared before that it was Maggie Paul that was falsely imprisoned. And that was the way that she communicated with the other women in the prison. And it's one song that pretty much everybody knows from what I've seen over the years. So when I sing that, we'll be singing that for the divine feminine. So as you're listening to it, it's just vocables. I don't mean just vocables. I mean, it's vocables, and you can use your imagination to just think about that strong woman that you are. And if there's men listening, we're a balance of both male and female energy. So it would be a time for men to think about that gentle part of themselves and that nurturing and that caring, because society teaches men to be tough and strong and not show emotion. You know, we could do a whole thing on that one day about the balance of male and female, and how, you know, the men have been told to not step into their alpha power, because then it's like a toxic masculine, which is not true. So the men have become a little bit soft, no offense, but a real strong alpha male as a provider and a protector is like the basic, you know, things. But then there's also that soft side, and it's okay to show emotion, and it's okay to cry. So with the Strong Woman song, the women, think about how strong you are and about the challenges that you have overcome personally, or like bear witness to, because everything is temporary. And I wanted to remember to say that. So no matter what anybody's going through, it's temporary. And we're temporary too. So if you are going through a hard time, just know that, you know, you will get through it and you will come above it. And I'm speaking from experience, many, many challenges. But we get through it and we rise above it. So the Strong Woman, I learned it a little bit quicker as like a sidestep, jingle dress, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's like a quicker version. So I like to sing it just a little bit quicker. So the Strong Woman song by Maggie Paul and Josephine. So the double beat is the heartbeat of Mother Earth. It's just a double.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
So I will hand it over to you to whatever you want to say, whatever you want to
There
sing.
you go. So we were talking about, Josephine, another way to say that things will change. You were saying that nothing is permanent. That saying, this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes when I think about overcoming challenges, I think for me, what happens is I get a new challenge and I forget how many other challenges I've already overcome.
Yeah.
And I think a big thing that we should think about, it doesn't matter what age you are, I don't think, is to look behind you a little bit and to give yourself some credit for the things that you overcame.
Yeah.
And to remember that it doesn't all need to be solved in one day, hopefully, right? And that I think sometimes, especially when there's a lot happening in your outer life, and then you have this thing called a phone that has a whole other set of challenges, I think it makes people feel really overwhelmed, right? When you've got all this business happening in real life, and then you've got even more challenges on your device. Because, it's nice that we're connected more with people, but it also is more places that you can find challenges or more things that are going to be coming at you. I don't know. That's what I find right now,
Mm-hmm.
is that maybe there doesn't even seem like there's any space. And I think that we can get ourselves into these situations where we fill up our days and we fill up all our time with going from phone to real life to the next thing, that we forget about giving ourselves a little space to breathe and think and like meditate or drum or whatever we want to do, right?
Yeah.
So I think carving out some time, even if it's only a few minutes. A lot of times we also think we don't have time, but then we're on our phone. We do
Yeah.
this whole escape thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe kind of being mindful of those behaviors or those fallbacks that we like to do. And then, maybe pushing ourselves a little bit more there. But I do think that, the other thing I was going to say is that if we look at growth and then we look at nature to see, like, how does nature grow and change, right? So if you think about a tree, isn't it funny that it's almost like all of a sudden then the tree, it's like winter and we know spring is coming and we kind of look at the tree and we look for buds, and then all of a sudden the flowers are out on the trees. Like, it's like one morning you wake up, and even though Mother Nature has been and the trees have been doing all this growing for months and months, we don't always notice those subtle changes day to day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes if we think about that in our own lives, maybe we're not noticing small changes that we're making day to day either.
Mm-hmm.
And so it can show us that either maybe we haven't seen those changes in ourselves, or maybe we can think that it is only a small change every day that we have to do to grow.
Yeah.
Right? The tree doesn't grow all of its leaves to its summer splendor, and it also doesn't drop those leaves with that beauty, those fall colors in 3 days.
Yeah.
Right? It's a whole year-long cycle. And so if we can kind of think of the idea that maybe we don't need to rush through all of these changes all the time. Right?
Yeah.
And maybe it doesn't all have to happen at once. I think that's why a lot of people give up on like new habits that they want to start, right? Especially at this time of the year.
Yes.
Talking about
Yeah. The New Year's resolutions, right?
People are always making those resolutions.
Yeah.
Right? And whether you make it at New Year's, whether you want to make it, a new thing at the full at a new moon, or at a solstice or something like that. I think that remembering how slowly nature changes.
Mm.
And I mean, nature also has big storms that come in.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you don't have a chance to change or to adopt, right? Sometimes a storm just comes into your life. That
Mm-hmm.
rainstorm comes, you don't have rain boots, you don't have a coat, right? Maybe the first time that challenge happened to you, you were left like with nothing. You didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But now maybe if a challenge is coming again, you can be more prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, although nature changes slowly, it also can swiftly kick you off your feet. And so I guess life is like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And so I don't know, one of the things I try to do when I'm thinking about, how to be is like, how is nature? How can I look to Mother Earth to take my lessons, or Grandmother Moon, right? And all of her changing phases. She's growing and then she's shrinking, and we do the same. So we have to give ourselves that grace. Right? We're not expecting Grandmother Moon to shine full moon on us every night. She doesn't have that strength. And we shouldn't expect that strength from us
Yeah.
every night to
Yeah.
shine like the full moon.
Yeah.
So maybe I also think, like, we need to give ourselves a bit of a break and understand that we're also ebbing and flowing, I guess.
I love all of this.
Thanks.
Keep going if you want.
Well, that's all I was going to kind of say right now.
That was a lot of great information. I'm like, okay, I want to touch on that part and that, and I forgot the first part. Okay, that was really good, because when you think of winter time and introspection being part of the culture, looking at my mind's going like 50 places at once. So that was really good. I'm very moved by your words. I'm not going to lie, because it just put me in a spot like where I thought of like all these different challenges that I went through, and then I don't stop and look back. I just keep going, and that's part of like a survival thing, I think, because I've been through a lot of challenges. Just keep going, just keep going. And then last summer, I made a conscious decision that I'm not going to do that anymore, and just keep going and going, and then put my emotions on the back burner. I'm going to deal. I was going to say shit. I was going to deal with it now. I don't always have to be tough. I don't always have to be strong. And I am very tough and strong, like a lot of us are. And if you're going through a challenge and you just, keep that smile on your face and keep going, you're suppressing emotion. And then it turns into that physical ailment, and then you don't feel well, and it can cause a lot of disruption in your body. So you're going through a challenge, we'll say car trouble, and say you don't have enough money to fix your car. That's very stressful because you need your car to do things. But then you look at the supports that you have, or unexpected money that comes in. So it's like that glass half full, half empty. A couple days ago at work, I was the half empty, but I'm always the half full, always, right? And I feel good about being able to have that half empty day. I don't have to always be half full. I don't always have to be positive, because sometimes people will piss you off. Sometimes things happen and you don't have to deal with it. Like, I don't want to say you don't have to deal with it in a positive way, but it's okay to express yourself. It's okay to be angry. So when we go through those challenges, when we're given these emotions, like we talked about emotions before, it's okay to go through that with your emotions, with this challenge, and then, like, stop and reflect on those supports that you have. And when you talked about the earth and the moon, they support us when you don't have any support. And I've lived a long time not having a mother, a father, aunts, uncles, grandparents, just me and the odd friend that came and went, right? And so I had to rely on myself for those teachings. And a lot of times it's just sitting at the water and crying, or just being in that eternal presence of all that is, right? That connection to creator, or, people believe in God and Jesus, infinite intelligence, the great mystery, being in that moment to just appreciate. So when you're in that challenge of, say, that car trouble, and you're feeling even despair, you don't have to what's that saying, like, where they're like, where you could like be happy, like put your chin up or keep your head up and stuff like that. you can feel what you feel because you don't have to pretend like everything is okay in that moment. So after you get through those horrible feelings of despair and anger and frustration, then things do work out. They always work out. And then you start to flip your energy to more of the positive. You make a conscious choice to do that rather than thinking stuff like Murphy's Law. I never liked that. When it rains, it pours. If something can go wrong, it will. We're controlling our mind. And it's like a garden that we water. And I made that a Facebook post the other day because I want people to know that when you start replacing those negative critical thoughts about yourself and others, and it's okay to have, we're not trying to be perfect here, we're human, but you can get to a place where, okay, I've already been angry about this, I've already like stomped my feet or whatever. And then now, how am I going to do this? I might work some extra hours. I might, pay half of a bill instead of the whole one so I can, make more money to pay those bills. And we're all in this cycle together. So when you get through those emotions and you start thinking, well, what if I walked to work? I wanted to lose 10 pounds anyways. Is that the universe like giving me a kick in the butt? It's how you deal with those challenges. So what I'm saying is you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be anything. I'm just saying for myself to be able to feel what I feel and then start thinking, now how am I going to solve this? And then also maybe see the blessing in it as well. And I'm not going to talk about something as serious as death being a challenge, but I'm just talking about regular challenges of, life. Like some people get evicted from their home, especially in the pandemic when a lot of us didn't continue on with our job because we had an alternate form of healing. Some of us did that. And that was a big challenge because now, what are we going to do financially? Might have to take a pay cut, but it's okay because you overcame that challenge, right? And then we'll say somebody didn't get accepted into a course or something. Well, what if that's not what they're supposed to do? What if those spirit guides, whoever is helping us along this journey, along with Creator, has another plan? You know what I mean? You're driving down the road, there's construction to the left, and you've only got so much time to get to that appointment. But then you go this way, and then you see some deer, and you still make it to where you're going. But in your mind, you get all stressed out, and you just think, okay, it's only adding like 8 minutes or whatever. And then you went that way to realize that that's your connection with the animals, and you just need to look at nature. Like that's the way that I see life most of the time, is that in these challenges, that's the like getting through it in whichever way possible and reaching out to those supports that you have. And even if it's just nature, if you don't have anybody, as hugging a tree or sitting at the water or burning your sage or drumming, like you said earlier, it's going to help release that frustration and that anger and stuff, and then get us back into, okay, now I'm going to think of some ways to solve these different problems. So then we start to change the way that we think about it too, not in victimhood and more of like, okay, I got a challenge and how am I going to overcome this? But also, like how I was telling you about my personality and just go and just keep looking forward. I like that we can reflect on the back, on the past. So with that introspection, I'm thinking, man, I've been through a lot. And sometimes you'll grieve and be like, wow, I am like a rock star. I am pretty amazing. And that's not being self-centered or full of yourself. That's acknowledging the wonderful person that you are, that you have overcome these challenges. And to whoever's watching this, I know we're all going through challenges and we will get through it because we've got through them all so far, right? There's a saying, you've got through 100% of your challenges. maybe we didn't go through it the best way. Maybe we can think of a better way next time, right? And that's where our elders come in too. And these elders are not just for Native people, they're for everybody. The ones that I know, they help everybody. It's all interracial, mixed marriages and families and communities, and they're there for everybody, holding space and giving those beautiful teachings. And the way that grandmother Renee describes the full moon and how we have that turbulence 3 days before and 3 days after. If you don't know when the full moon is, your inner being knows when it is, because you can see the anxiousness and the people, and then you're like, and then even you're feeling that too. And then you look and, oh yeah, tomorrow's a full moon, or today's a full moon, or well, a lot of us don't miss it because we have ceremony, but to be honest, I have a lot because I didn't always like grow up with that. And sometimes I just get caught up in life, right? So it's not something that I always do, but when I do, I know when it's coming and I know when it's past, because we're connected to the earth, to the moon, to the water. And, you know, that's a lot of teachings too. I bet you that Jen has a lot with. So overcoming those challenges, I'd say to deal with it in a good way. And, you know, maybe another challenge is if maybe somebody was overweight. We're all a little bit, not all of us, but, you know, like the pandemic, I can speak for myself that staying home and eating a lot of comfort foods, and then, you know, a lot of electronics like you talk about, has put us in a stagnant energy of just like couch potatoes, right? And now that things are open up and stuff, we got comfortable, too comfortable, that it's a little bit hard to get back out there. Where do we go? What do we do? So that's why we were talking about creating stuff the last time. Get out there, start doing stuff. It's winter, but we can still walk and stuff like that. So with sorry, what was that last part that I just said? Like I said, you gotta be going like 50 different things. There's two more. I feel like I've already talked too much, but I did want to touch on the New Year's resolutions. And the other thing I forgot is okay. But what did I just say? Did you catch it?
Well, my son started talking to me.
Oh, no, that's okay.
No, you were talking about getting out there after the pandemic. We'd all
gaining weight.
Potatoes and gaining weight. Yeah.
Yeah, gaining weight. So I'm this couch potato with my chips and dip and ice cream and chocolate or whatever. So a lot of us gained weight and became stagnant. And now, well, how do we get back into things, right? Because where's all the people? Everybody's at home on their phones watching Netflix and YouTube, and it's entertaining, and it comforted us. I can't even say comforted us. And we got too comfortable. So now what do? That's a challenge of weight. It can put pressure on our knees, on our back, on our self-esteem. So how do we overcome the challenge? Little changes. Start talking to people. Who do you know that was overweight that's, you know, lost some weight now? Why don't you see what their tricks are? Oh, they're drinking lemon water before coffee in the morning. Oh, they're drinking a glass of water before their meal so they're more full. Or they're making better choices. They cut out fast food. Anybody can do anything. Anybody can overcome any challenge because it's a choice. Can we be empowered, or are we going to be in victimhood over it? And then comes that growth. And here's Jen and myself to talk about challenges and growth. We're not better than anybody. We're just being human and sharing this because we're guided to, because you can overcome anything. And take a look at what you've already overcome. Take some time this winter to get off your damn phone, including myself. And that's what I wanted to say. And at the end of this, I'll touch into New Year's resolutions, and we'll do 2 songs each. So just 1 more minute, and then you'll do your beautiful 1 of 2 songs if you want. The phone. and how much we're on our phone and how we can like just hold it for like an hour straight or whatever, watch a video, and our hand is almost like become one with the phone. And that's actually a prophecy that this gray box television is going to like take to people's minds, and it does, and it'll suck us right in. And next thing you know, wow, like 2 hours went by and I didn't do anything. Okay, like, comment, subscribe. Oh, I like those pants. Oh, I haven't heard from that person in a while. But it's fake. It's artificial. It's not real. Like even right now, as they're watching this, yeah, we're real. We're right here. But in person is so much better. And if we can just stop these bad habits, not say, oh, I'm just going to cut it down. Like you look at your screen time, you're in for a rude awakening. I don't even want to look at my screen time. And being honest is the best thing that I can do because I'm tired after work. And it's so easy to just grab your phone and what's so-and-so doing, or what's the latest YouTube video that I'm interested in. But there's so many positive things on YouTube and other sources. So starting to feed that mind. And just to close my words right now, there's a YouTube channel called Stoic something. I'll look it up when Jen is talking and singing because it's very important. It is so empowering. And he talked exactly about what you're talking about right now, about just disconnecting from that phone and taking that time for yourself. So that's what I love about these connections and the energy between us and what we're supposed to be doing. You talked exactly about what I made a conscious decision about yesterday. And you and I didn't even talk yesterday or earlier. So energy doesn't lie. That's the positive vibes and the positive messages coming through for ourselves and to share with the people. Take more time for self-care because you've got this one life. And if we're just pissing it away, sorry for my words, if we're just wasting it away on mindless scrolling, it's not really living. So let's live. There you go, Jen.
Wow.
That's how I felt when you talked. I was like, wow.
Only just use your phones when you want to watch Grandmother's Voice. At 7:00 on
every other Thursday.
Yeah, every other Thursday.
That was good. Jody's gonna like that.
There you go. I did. Thank you for everything you said, Josephine. And I thought tonight I would drum a song called Andayan.
Yes.
And Andayan is the Anishinaabe word for home. And I'll just tell you a little bit about this song. It's an honor song, and it was written by a beautiful medicine woman named Brenda McIntyre, and she currently lives around London, Ontario. She tells a story on a YouTube video. If you ever go to andayan.com, and I can maybe link it after if I can bring it up. Andayan is a women's shelter in Toronto, and at the time, and I think still today, it is the only Indigenous women's shelter specifically for Indigenous women there. And at the time, Brenda was with her little daughter, and she needed a place to go because she had left her partner. And so she went to Andayan, and this was before she connected back with her culture as strongly as she is now. And Andayan supported her, and it gave, it's the word for home, but it also gave her culture back. She was a scoop survivor, and at that place is where she learned again about the power of the drum and about connecting to spirit. And so she wrote this song. It came to her a few years after she was at Andayan. And she says it's a song to honor the strength of women and Mother Earth. And also to think about whatever home means to you. I know you say that a lot, Josephine, when you sing this one, I think. You talk about whatever home means, or the sky. Okay, so here we go. Hey,
I love singing that with you, by the way. You know that.
That's one of our faves.
Yeah, for sure. And I love how you taught us the extra part that goes along that we didn't know. So I think uh it's 7:52. I can sing a water song and just a couple sentences of my own, and then if you'd like to do another song and then have some closing words, I think that would be a perfect ending. Okay, so Haudenosaunee water song, just saying that, not just, but saying that we love the water. Gonalukua is like, it's like I love you, but it's more than I love you. It's like I love you and I hold you precious. So I'm going to sing that and remind the people that what we do, try to do, is that when we drink our water and we use water to give gratitude, and that's a great way to shift your energy, especially when you're going through a challenge. So you have a drink of water first thing in the morning, and you say thank you and acknowledge the spirit of the water before you drink it. It has consciousness just like us. It hears you. So that's why a lot of us Native people sing water songs, because we understand the energy and the earth and the elements, that what you put in is what comes back. So even though my water's almost empty here, it's like, thank you, I love you, I respect you, and then we drink it. So that water that's in here that hears me is going into my being. So then that's what I should be radiating out. And then before I forget, even though we're saying we should all spend less time on our phones, if we are going to be on our phones and laptops, the Stoic community on YouTube has 163,000 subscribers. The Stoic community was the video that I seen yesterday where he said, don't just talk about being off your phone, just do it. And just take that time for yourself. Just make a conscious decision. It's just like, okay, you want to work out? Don't just talk about it or do baby steps. Just do it. Just say, I'm going to do it. Right? So I decided less time on my phone. And I didn't cut it down a lot, but for myself, that's a step. I don't have to just do it. It's a suggestion, but sometimes I'm lazy. Sometimes I'm tired. Sometimes I don't want to clean, and it's an easy way out. But when I'm ready, I will just do it because I'm strong. I'm mentally strong. Give me a couple days, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's the Stoic community. It's super empowering stuff on there. I don't even know how I came across it. So the water song, thanks to the water. This is my rattle from Franklin McNaughton. I love it. I forgot the words. And the one last thing I wanted to say about New Year's resolutions, when I was younger, I had like 20 New Year's resolutions. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. That. What did I do? Maybe half of one of them because it was too much. I was overwhelmed. So now I don't even do New Year's resolutions. When I make a conscious choice, because I just don't want to let myself down. I'm not there and I don't want to be like the herd. I just make a conscious choice when I want to make a change. Like the video that I heard yesterday. Just less time and more me time. And then when I have more me time and that self-care, it's more time to give to all of you. And who doesn't want more Josie time?
Who doesn't?
I'm just being silly now. So yeah, don't overwhelm yourself because that could be a challenge. You got too many New Year's resolutions. What are you doing? You don't need that. Just pick one change that you want to do when you're ready. But just know, all these challenges, we get through them. And yes, they can be very difficult, but we can get through it together or alone and just reach out to people. You don't always got to be so strong. And that's the end of my words.
Well, we're at an hour, so I think let's just close it. Let's leave it at the Haudenosaunee water song. That was beautiful.
You don't want to do another one, but you're a music teacher, Jen.
Oh, geez. I just want to let people go. I was feeling bad.
Well, maybe they don't want to go.
Oh, well, I'll sing the Nibby song then. I'll sing the water song to close. I tried to post something through the chat, but it's not letting me for some reason. I just wanted to invite anyone who's interested and lives near the Credit River watershed. This Sunday is our monthly water ceremony that the Credit River Water Walkers do in Norville near Georgetown. The information is on our is on the Facebook page and also on the website. If you are a person who'd like to care for the water, sing for the water in a different way, or with a group of like-minded community people, Indigenous and non-Indigenous people, ceremony the water together and learn the teachings. So if you are interested, it is this Sunday at 8 a.m. I love that time because it means I don't usually have anything else at 8 a.m. on a Sunday, so I can never really miss it. So if you'd like to join us there. And thank you also, before we go, to Grandmother's Voice for supporting us and Jody for helping us go on StreamYard and the platform and all that business. So just like Josie said, I think that water can remind you about your sacredness every day. And I think that sometimes we forget about how sacred we are. Mm-hmm. Right? That moon teaches us again about Grandmother Moon teaches us about our sacred cycle. But, you know, it can be part of your self-care to not only tell the water how much you love it, but then you're telling yourself how much you love yourself. And Sunday at 8 a.m., Isabel, it's in Norville it's in Willow Park Ecology Park. But there is a Facebook page. If you look up Credit River Water Walk, it says there, but I can also text you the location.
Hey Jen,
Anyways,
would you be able to just make like a little comment on this live for
yeah,
us?
I tried.
Not
It
right
wasn't
now.
working for a minute. That's why I
No, I
said
mean like after we're
yes.
done the live. Perfect.
Perfect. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
why didn't I think of that? Anyways, it can remind you of how sacred you are. So here we go. The Nibby water song. Nibe kizage higo Gimi guecho enemiago Gijawe nemiago Libe kizage higo Kimi huecho enemiago Kijawe nemiago Libe Kizage higo Kimi huecho enemiago Kijawe nemiago Libe Kizage higo Kimi guecho enemiago Kijawe nemiago Miigwech.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Bamapi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And see you in 2 weeks' time. Bamapi. Hold on. Hold on, Josephine. I haven't ended it yet. Here we go.
Adios, adios, amigos and amigas.
It's going. It's coming. It's circling. We're getting ready to go, you guys. We're going to vanish any minute. End the stream.
Just freeze and then they'll think it stopped. Don't move.
I know.
Stay perfectly still.
Okay. Oh.
I'm ready.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna try and do it a different way.
In the meantime,
end it.
I'm gonna sing.
Right? I gotta leave another way. There we go.
Just power off the laptop.
I think that's what's
what
gonna
I'm gonna
happen. Leave. Here we go.
Still live on me. Oh no. I'm gonna turn this off. Jen. Oh. It's still live on me. Just gonna give her a little message. You know what? Hang on. Do. Maybe if I exit, that would work. I should do that. Okay. Have a great night, everybody.